neighbor screams at somebody.
Nah, don't do that.
Yeah, we're moving in like 2 weeks, so just trying to coast by.
Oh yeah, I found a place.
We got a really good deal on a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom in our current building because we've had so many issues with our downstairs neighbor. We were gonna like escalate it all the way to headquarters of the management company
on YouTube,
and then the property manager was like, "Look, if you just kind of let this slide, we're gonna basically give you a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom for what you're paying now for a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom." So like, that's a year of free money, so we'll take it.
All right,
that sounds awesome.
We're recording. What episode is this?
53.
53?
53.
All right.
Because we did our 1 year at 51, which is weird.
52, social network. All right. Already live on YouTube. 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the One Take Podcast, episode 53. We are back at full staff. Jake is back with us. Back at it again with the white vans. I'm going to keep doing that meme until it's back in style. But we are joined by less than _ humblest Teej, deplatformed Teej. They got you out of there again for like a day. That was fun. He is back with us again, talking Malcolm and Marie, the Netflix movie. Yeah, as Jake already groans.
We've only brought Teej on for bangers. I feel like we just disrespected him.
This is we bring Teej on every 1,000 downloads for our podcast because he's instant downloads. People love themselves some humble Teej, but no, it's Malcolm and Marie time because it's a new movie. We are starved for new material these days. We got to talk about it. Other than that,
February, there's a movie with black people in it. So we got to talk about it on the podcast.
Yes,
because last week we talked about the whitest movie that ever exists, The Social Network.
There are no black folks in that movie. I kind of realized that after the fact. I was kind of like, oh shit.
The blackest person in that film is Justin Timberlake. So,
I will have you know, Quincy Jones' daughter, Rashida Jones, is in there for 1 minute.
Yeah, that's true.
That was before I knew Rashida Jones was Quincy Jones' daughter.
When they put that 2 and 2 together, it's like the same thing as like when Christian Bale is British, but he's Welsh. Yeah, how we doing? Surprisingly, Teej is the warmest of us all right now. It is fucking freezing outside if you're in Texas.
Yeah, they shut down my job for the next 2 days because they were just like, yeah, fuck it. Nobody's coming to work. It's too cold. Like, that's not a thing that should happen. It shouldn't be so cold outside that nobody can work.
It is
winter.
So cold outside. People actually follow guidelines.
Exactly.
Let us do. It's fine.
Jake tweeted is like, oh, it's cold as shit outside. Better stay inside. Coughing a lot. Might as well go to a Chili's.
Dude, because I've seen so many tweets of like DFW and Austin people like, guys, just stay inside. Like, don't drive. It's scary out there. I'm like, there's still a fucking pandemic. Don't go outside, period.
I mean, this is just basically what I've been doing for the past, like, I'm not going to lie. I've been, tiptoeing around those lines, but like most weekends I'm just at home. This is just what I've been doing, but with extra steps, and it's cold.
Yeah, and I have to make my faucets drip so my pipes don't burst.
Is that like a real thing? Does that actually work?
Yeah, that is a real thing, actually. And Dex asked that on Twitter, and we got a resounding yes.
My apartment complex hit us with the email on Friday. They were like, make all your fucking faucets drip right the fuck now. Don't fucking play with us. We are not fixing shit if your pipes burst this weekend.
Baby Yoda with a gun
I
meme.
can't believe that's real.
Yeah. Baby Yoda with a gun meme.
You lived in Oregon for a while. Like, well, you know what? You know what it is what I figured out. Just things that we just didn't learn. No one's pipes are wrapped in Texas. Everyone in the north, everyone's pipes are wrapped automatically. No one in Texas does it. Because why? It's like 100 degrees all year round. Except for now, when we have to brave an ice age outside. It is going to be 5 degrees tomorrow in Waco.
I cannot believe that.
Yeah, fuck that. No.
I think
They said I was sold a false bill of goods when I moved here. What is that?
Yeah, that's not what it's supposed to be. Like, that's not how the game goes.
it's 6 degrees right now in Dallas.
Ugh.
I was willing to accept conservatives running things, a little bit of racism. It was supposed to be hot outside.
But 6 degrees.
Yeah, 6 degrees. That's going back on the deal. If it's going to be 6 degrees, we can't have Ted Cruz. You got to get rid of him. If it's going
I
to be
just
6
want to
degrees.
point out a week from today, it's going to be 60 degrees. Fucking love this state.
That's so wild.
I fucking love this state. It makes no sense.
So my fiance just texted me and said, fill some water jugs in a bucket because apparently Waco might be shutting off the water because a pipe just burst. So that's great.
Jesus.
Cool. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to not do that because we're already recording. So this is fun. All right. So let's talk Malcolm and Marie. Malcolm and Marie, real quick. We'll give a quick synopsis really quickly before we get into it.
I challenge you to give it a synopsis, actually.
2 people argue and
We're done. Stop.
fight. Yeah.
That
2
is
people
the
argue.
synopsis.
In black and white. Don't forget that part. It's important.
Malcolm and Marie came out in 2021, February 5th. Not even on the front page of my Netflix queue. I had to search for this movie. This came out a week ago. Not even a
Why
week ago.
was that? I had the same experience. That's the weirdest thing. That should have been everywhere.
It wasn't even on my front page. They were just like,
I scrolled down at least like 10 of the categories before I was like, what the fuck? This movie's not on the front page. And then I just had to search it. That seems like a really bad mistake by Netflix because a lot of people who were looking for the film probably didn't want to go search it. And then their attention was gone and they didn't watch the movie. That's crazy.
Yeah. A director and his girlfriend's relationship is tested after they return home from his movie premiere and await critics' responses. Actually, they were going to go to bed, and then they were just up when the critics' responses dropped. Neither here nor there. Directed and written by Sam Levinson, stars John David Washington and Zendaya. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
That's
who
the
did
entire
this.
cast.
Hence the name, Malcolm and Marie. It is an hour and 46 minutes, meaning it is an hour and a half too long. But yeah, it's, I mean, of course, there's no box office for this because it didn't go anywhere. This was a movie made during, of course, the height of the shutdown and COVID, which in itself is kind of an interesting feat. And the fact that they didn't base this around a COVID movie and everything else is an interesting artistic choice. And I'm glad that they did that. If you're going to make a movie during all of this, don't make it about COVID. Has a 6.7 on IMDb, a 53 on Metacritic, a 60% Rotten Tomatoes score, and a 71% audience score. Malcolm and Marie's ambitions aren't always satisfactorily fulfilled, but its flaws are often offset by the strong chemistry between the film's stars. That is the critics' consensus. So, Malcolm and Marie, Teej, give your opinion. I think we know where it is because you did put out on Twitter. Is it time to be honest about Malcolm and Marie?
I did not. I love the way it looks. I'm kind of a sucker for watching things in black and white just because it's like the novelty of it. I really like the way that this movie looks. Like that was the sexiest quick pot of mac and cheese or bowl of mac and cheese I've ever seen. Like It made me want to eat some blue box mac and cheese. But other than that, I really hate the writing. There's really nothing here for me. So I'd probably give it like a C.
I don't know how long we're going to be able to talk about this movie. I mean, normally we go like 2 hours on this podcast. So this may be a shorter podcast unless we just rant about this movie, which that
it's
also
going to be shorter. But I have a lot of takes about specific moments I didn't like. So I have
I have a lot of mac and cheese takes.
I did not like.
I feel like I'll keep us going here because I think I'm the only one who liked this movie. So
Yeah, let's sandwich these takes because I know Jake doesn't like it really. Dex, you quote unquote fuck with this movie is basically what you said. Go ahead.
yeah, I fuck with this movie. I mean, I get why people don't like it. I've seen I've seen the discourse about it. Everybody's like, "Oh, that's just Sam Levinson just being mad about critics and blah blah blah." Like, and yeah, that's part of it. But the first time I watched it, I was just like, "Ooh, this is messy. These people hate each other. I love it, like drama, and it's in black and white and it's pretty." And then the second time I watched it, after like living with the discourse for a week or whatever, I was like, no, I kind of get where he's coming from. Like I kind of get what the movie is about. Obviously, it's about like gratitude and like not taking people for granted, et cetera, et cetera. But it's also like Levinson kind of working out his thoughts about like his place in society, being a film director, his hatred for critics, like how like bought and corporate the movie industry is, and how like none of his shit is really like art in the way we usually think about art, et cetera, et cetera. Like, so there's some stuff there. I really liked it. And like I said, it's like dramatic and messy. And that's all I need a Netflix movie to be. I think my expectations are lowered when I watch movies on Netflix. I expect Netflix originals to be trash. So I fuck with it. I give it a B.
I thought you were gonna go with an A, so that's like I thought you liked it that much, but yeah, that's kind of where the consensus falls on it. With a lot of people, it's just like I should like this movie more. You know what I mean? Like everything is there, but I don't give a shit.
Mhm.
Is basically that's my review in a nutshell. But Jake, go ahead.
Okay, this movie's trash.
Okay,
So,
warm it up. Let's go.
I'm just gonna go ahead and put it out there. Like it's trash. No, I mean, my first big complaint. This is a short. This is 100% short. This is a movie that was written by an NYU film student that really wanted to be like, no, fuck Marvel. No. What Scorsese was right. All films are just big, fantastic theatrics. It's not good. I'm going to write about what real people talk about. I'm going to write real emotions, and it's going to be in black and white. I'm going to use chiaroscuro lighting so it looks kind of noir-y, and all you're going to see is real raw emotions, and it's just bullshit the whole time. Like, the acting is good, and the cinematography is really good. Like, Marcel Rev, however you say his name, like his cinematography is fantastic. And I 100% guarantee if I was still in film school right now, I would use this as an example. Like, this is the cinematography I want to do. So absolutely perfect to shoot it on 35 millimeter black and white film. An astounding accomplishment in and of itself. But the actual writing, I mean, there is something there. There is some sort of critique about Hollywood in there. But it's mostly just Levinson just writing about how deep he thinks he is and how nobody gets it. And we're going to have a strong conversation between two characters, and there's going to be a discourse about it, but they're not going to really say anything ever about anything. It's just going to be angry tones and pointing at each other, but that's it. And so the whole time you're just dragging, like, this is going to go somewhere. We're going to build up to something, and then we don't. There's no resolution. There's no ending. There's no, I want these people to break up. I want them to stay together. It's just watch two people fight for an hour and a half, and you're gonna feel some sort of discourse, but you don't.
I don't. Do you have a letter grade for it?
Oh, it's an F.
Oh, okay.
I'm not even gonna like entertain any. Like it's an F.
Damn.
I don't know if he wants us to believe that these are real people, and making them a acclaimed film director and a former actor doesn't do that any justice, because I have never had a fight like this.
No.
And
Good. You shouldn't.
yeah, obviously, like you should, like if you are with people have had knockdown drag out fights, and I've had a knockdown drag out fights with my fiance, but it's like, if you've been in the weeds for that long, it's not, I don't know, unless you're it just made like these two people shouldn't be together. And I know that's easier said than done, but it's like I've never had a, even with people that I've broken up with, I've never had a fight like that. Like,
well, I mean,
Also never had a fight like that. So it literally never felt like two real people having a
Right.
disagreement. It was literally, I really like what Jake said. Like, there were points in the movie where I literally pictured a film student being like, oh my God, as opposed to using words, she's just going to sit the phone down and play the song that's supposed to send her message. They're going to love this. It just felt like such a movie. Like, why, if I'm in this knockdown, drag out argument and my girl sits there and plays a song about how she's going to leave me, I'm not just going to sit there and listen to the damn lyrics play. I'm like, what the fuck are you trying to say? Like, if you want to leave, then leave. Then the argument starts back over again. I'm not going to sit there and let her whole song play. Like, that doesn't even, like, it did not feel like two real people having an argument. It definitely felt like you were always in a movie, watching a movie.
both of them. Go ahead, Jake.
I was going to say, it feels like watching a one-act play where each actor needs to step on it so every word is over-enunciated and all my words are dramatic. Real-life fights are stupid awkward. Like, I mean, everybody in this room has had, like, that fight where you're just like, I can't, like, and there's no words. You don't say good words when you're in a fight. Teej is a lawyer. He gets professionally paid to argue at people. And still he can agree that, like, real arguments with people, it's awkward. Like, there's so much pauses because you can't formulate ideas or thoughts. Like, it's just raw emotion. And it's a lot of blank staring. This is just people, like, trying to challenge each other. But like, well, I'm going to say this angry word. And I'm going to say this angry word. Well, I said it first. Like, it's very play acty.
It's a
It was
Tennessee
like competing monologues.
Yeah, it's a
There
Tennessee
are
Williams
times
play, but worse. Like, it just did. Go ahead, Teej, and I'll give my review here in a second.
There's so many monologues in this film, and some of them are particularly cringeworthy. And I'm sure we'll talk about the thing about the critics, and because we really got to explore that, because I think that is if there was one major overarching problem with the film, it's that section of the film where he kind of uses a black man to kind of get his bars off about critics, but the black man that he's using to represent himself is like mad because someone doesn't understand his racial politics, but that doesn't actually apply to, like, critics didn't like Assassination Nation and Sam Levinson didn't like critics. So, like, it didn't work. But, like, there's so many monologues in this film. And for the first couple of minutes of every monologue, you kind of sucked in by the performance. But after a certain amount of time of the same character talking, you're just like, dude, this is not how arguments work. You don't get to monologue at someone during an argument. Like, you rarely get that chance to speak uninterrupted in that way. And if these people are using, like, literally the lowest moments of their relationship or their lives to insult each other, I just find it really weird that they also are being respectful of each other to let you get your whole monologue off for 15 minutes and I'm not going to say a word about it. That doesn't feel true to life for me.
Also, like, arguments, eventually you just go to bed. You just get like I'm done. I'm out. Like, we'll talk about this sometime. At least I will. I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna go to sleep. Like, I'll sleep in a different room or something. Like, fuck this. I'm not gonna keep. You got like telling me my work isn't shit and, like, you're nothing. Like, nah, I'm out. I'm gonna go to the next. This is over in 30 minutes. But, like,
yeah, but, like, kind of like he talked about in the movie. Why would you want to watch a movie that's literally just a realistic fight? Just one realistic long fight.
I mean, we watched Marriage Story.
So trash.
We watched
and we
Marriage
hated
Story.
it.
Marriage Story is better than this movie.
But still, Marriage Story is about more than, like, one fight. Marriage Story is about, like, a literal marriage. It's a marriage story. Like, it's not just the story of one argument. Like, you wouldn't just watch an entire movie that's ScarJo and Adam Driver, like, just having a realistic fight and just being like, okay, I'm going to bed. We'll talk about this tomorrow. Like,
I might.
But I mean, in sort of that sort of vein, Marriage Story is about the breakdown of a relationship. How do you build something so beautiful and amazing, and in fact bring life into the world, and then where's the point where it falls off? Whereas this is, you are not invested in this relationship at all. There's no backstory really. We get Zendaya was a drug addict for traumatic reasons, and that Malcolm is a director, but we don't know how they met. We don't know if this is their first fight. Is this an ongoing fight? Were they fighting while he was making the movie? Like, it's just, we're in media res in their relationship, and I'm not concerned or caring. Whereas with, like, actual movies that are dealing with, like, Kramer versus Kramer, like the movies where relationships do fall apart and you're invested in it because you understand you're watching that arc. There is no arc here. It's just two people mad at each other, and I'm supposed to somehow take a side somewhere in this.
A movie that comes to mind and is a recent movie besides Marriage Story is Fences. That comes to mind, which was also adapted from a play, and it's mostly two characters. Their son is thrown in there a couple of times, but whereas that movie let them, and I get it, it was filmed during COVID. They took as many precautions as possible, and that's kind of sort of the conversation surrounding this movie as well. And I appreciate what they did with that. Is we're gonna make a film. And we're going to make a film not based around Michael Bay, COVID 38 or whatever. And, we're going to make a film about people. We're going to make a film where you don't have masks in this film and everything else. And to do that, I mean, just have two actors in a closed space and you do the film. With Fences, it felt like Denzel and why am I forgetting her name?
Viola Davis.
Thank you. Viola Davis had been in it for a while. The space felt lived in. It was something so sterile about the setting, where they were, their professions. It was so unreal.
There's no stakes in this film.
Yeah, it was.
There are no stakes in this film at all.
The worst thing that can happen is that they break up, and that's probably the best thing that can happen, actually, because
no one's going to be upset if they break up. Like if you're watching this movie, there's no outcome that's going to make you really shocked or really surprised or really like sad or emotional. There's literally no stakes. But at the end of the movie, you do not care whether they're together, and you don't even know whether they're going to stay together or not, and you don't really care. Like it's not like the point of the movie isn't about what happens to them, but that's why the film has no stakes. And when I watched it the second time, I was like, I don't care about this argument because I don't care about this relationship at all.
Yeah, and I don't care about John David Washington's character. I do care a little bit about Zendaya's character a little bit, and that's mostly because she acted really, really well in this. I won't take that away from her. This is one of the ones, like, I haven't watched Euphoria, but this was one of the ones where I was, yeah, she's got it. Whatever it is, she has that. John David, I think he'll be a star. He already is a star, but I think he'll hang around for a film. Yeah, well, I think he'll hang around for a long time, but he's not his dad, but this was one of the things where
nobody's his dad. So.
That's very true. But
impossible to be that guy.
Yeah, that would suck to live up to that, but he's paved the way for himself, and he's decent in this film. I just don't care about his character and the pretense behind what he's talking about. And pretense is fine in some films because it's movies, but Zendaya says it best in this. So, like, you get to play dress up for a living. Nobody gives a shit about. So they're somewhere in this movie, they're aware that we don't give a fuck about your rantings and ravings about movie critics, because we don't. Like, we don't care.
I think that's part of what I liked about this movie more the second time when I watched it. Like, because everybody who is like, oh yeah, Sam Levinson's just getting his hot takes off or whatever. They're usually always talking about Malcolm, but he didn't just write Malcolm. He also wrote Marie. Like he knows both sides of that. So, I appreciated that part of it the second time, like knowing that he also knows that he's ridiculous. It's not like Zendaya was up there freestyling, like telling Sam Levinson, yeah, you wrote all this cool Malcolm shit, but here's why you're
ours.
Wrong. Like, nah, he also wrote that shit. So like he gets both sides of it.
Yeah, I guess. I just think that, but there's so much more of Malcolm screaming, fuck that bitch and shit like that, like throughout this entire movie. And that entire monologue that he goes on about the LA Times reporter, where he's basically yelling outside of the house and she's listening to him yell. I hated that part of the movie. I despise that entire 5-10 minute stretch. It's great by him to memorize all that shit and like to continue and like keep you invested, but it was also like, what the hell are we talking about? I don't care. And
that part of the film was objectively horrible. It was horrible.
Yeah, and end of the day, I give this movie a C minus. I think there's something here. I think Zendaya was really, really good. I think she has the next it girl thing, whatever that is. Same thing that Saoirse Ronan and Florence Pugh and all those actresses have. John David, I thought he did okay with what he was given, but it's so weighed down by Sam Levinson jerking himself off for, an hour and 40 minutes. I do think if this would have ended, it had like 8 endings in this movie too.
It did.
Yeah. So C minus for me. There's something there, but it's just not. I don't ever have to watch this movie again. In movies that I've said before on this podcast, so a podcast with Teej of movies we don't ever have to watch again. Marriage Story was up there. I would rather watch Marriage Story than watch this again. No, thank you.
So
how excited were y'all about this film? Like prior to, did anybody watch the trailer before the movie came out?
I went in blind. I didn't know.
I like the trailer, but I just kind of at the end of the day knew it was like, okay, this like. It's fine.
So I watched Euphoria.
I like theater.
I was super excited.
And things like that. So go ahead.
I was super excited. I just knew this movie was going to be amazing. I literally was like, this is going to be what we all thought Marriage Story could be. Like, this is going to be so amazing. I love Euphoria. I watch Euphoria. And so I can imagine it as someone who hasn't seen Euphoria. Like, you're seeing this Zendaya performance. You're probably like, holy shit, I'm kind of blown away. But after seeing Euphoria, I was not surprised at all by how well she performed. But I was super excited about this, and I just found myself bored the entire time. It just did nothing for me.
I hadn't seen Euphoria, and I hadn't seen the trailer for this movie. I just knew, like, a black and white movie with John David Washington and Zendaya was coming out. So I was like, fuck it, I'll watch that. But I didn't know going in who the director was. So I didn't realize until I got to the end of it that he was white. So I was like, oh, that's awkward.
Yeah.
Oh.
We'll get to that scene, but that whole rant scene. Once you realize Sam Levinson is white, it suddenly becomes a very like, what the fuck is really happening here? And it brings me back to my central question that we don't actually have to answer this, but I'm going to drop it. Is what is this film trying to accomplish? Because if it was like a Marriage Story situation where it's like, let's depict, something, a relationship that is built and falls apart and that emotional trauma that comes with it. Okay, it doesn't do that because I don't give a shit about Malcolm or Marie or their relationship. We only know like 2 important things about them, and that's what they argue over. So if it's not about that, and it's somehow a meta commentary on criticism of film and some kind of commentary about race and politics in film, it's a fucking white guy. So what are you trying to accomplish here, Levinson?
White guy that's been critically acclaimed and honored for things that he's written and directed too.
And why did you insert a 10-minute scene specifically built and pointed at Katie Walsh, an LA Times film critic?
Well, there was also I couldn't find the review, but I heard it on another podcast, and I shouldn't have listened to that before I did this one. But it did have a good point where they read a review that said, and correct me if I'm wrong here, Teej and Dex, black people don't sit around and talk about white people like this. That was what the review said. Is what the
wait, hold up. Like in the movie or
the review? No, the review of the movie
That's
said
actually hilarious.
By I think it was by a black writer said that black people don't take the time out of their day to worry about what white people think about them like this. And so I mean that's what they said on that podcast. I wish I could find the review, but I don't know.
It's just he made so many weird decisions. Okay, so you got a review you didn't like about Assassination Nation, which is a film that sucks, by the way. And he didn't like the review that he got from the LA Times reporter. But instead of literally taking the links to hide, like this could be something that like you have to find in the movie. Like, oh, he's really talking about this critic, but literally everybody on the internet was immediately like, this is the review he's referencing. Here was the film he was talking about. And so, one, making it that accessible was a horrendous decision. And also, two, he got a bad review based on the movie, and he didn't like the review. But what he does with the character who's black is to say this character got a bad review, but the reason why the review was bad is because this white person doesn't understand the fact that he could make a movie that wasn't political as a black person, right? So he's literally saying like they're trying to assign a political motive to a movie in which there is no political motive. And the reason that this writer, who's an idiot, doesn't understand this is partially because she's white and I'm black, right? So mixing those two messages, putting a black character on the screen to represent yourself and then making that character talk about race just muddles it because you're white, right? So you've muddled these two things that you hope to accomplish, and it just comes out so messy. I just thought it was a super weird decision. And even like literally in the middle of the monologue, I was like, wow, Sam Levinson, like, I don't know why he would try this. Like, he's flying way too close to the sun with this scene. And the monologue wouldn't end. It just kept going. And I'm just like,
we are jumping through so many hoops to get to the message that you're trying to make right now. Like,
it's crazy. Like, why would you do it in that way? Like, pick a message, give him a couple bars about this one message, and then give him a couple bars about a different message. But to put them all together was just like a super strange decision.
All right.
It just didn't work.
Being charitable here. Like, what I didn't know I didn't know Sam Levinson directed this, and I didn't know Sam Levinson was white. I had never heard of Sam Levinson until I got to the end credits of this movie. So when I didn't know who Sam Levinson was, and I heard John David Washington's commentary, I was like, yeah, that's mostly accurate. Like, it's pretty good commentary. It is like that. People do view movies kind of in terms of the identities of whoever makes them, whoever's acting in them, et cetera, et cetera. Mm-hmm. And then I got to the end of the movie, found out Sam Levinson is white, and immediately viewed the movie in terms of his identity. So, he has a point.
Here's where the meta-contextual just like builds on. That specific review that he needed to make an entire film about, Katie Walsh basically in a condensed form goes, Assassination Nation is bullshit because it's a white male guy writing about girl power and gender identity. And then he fucking writes this movie about a white guy writing about a black guy complaining about racial politics, coming from attacking the same review that was attacking him, saying, how fucking dare you, white male dude, write a girl power movie. So he's just building on his own bullshit.
I don't know, man. The critics have gotten worse, and we're part of that now, I guess, because we're talking about it. Critics have gotten worse.
We're like little C critics. We're not big C critics yet.
No.
We're little C.
Yeah, and I mean,
until we get that purple mattress money, we're C critics.
Right, until we get film screeners, which hook us up if you're watching, the two people watching on YouTube. But the critics have been doing that even more so in the 2010s. For the past 10 years have been attributing things that may or may not have been there just to continue a conversation that may not be there. So I get that part, but also I don't need to hear it from you, man. I don't need to hear it from Sam Levinson. I don't give a shit. Because
and what did it have to do with the relationship? Like
nothing.
What did it have to do with?
Doesn't have to do with anything in the context of the movie,
bro. Oh my god!
And that's the thing. Like, this movie could have been 6 different ideas fleshed out. Like, if you truly did care about racial politics in film and media, you can make that movie. There's a ton of ideas you could have explored, and there's some here. If you want to see the dissolution of relationships, there's a movie there somewhere built in this, but you just shoved it all together in like a nonsensical story that has no shape or form.
Yeah, had he made Malcolm and Malcolm and it was John David Washington arguing with himself, it'd be like a really cool metaphor of like Malcolm Sam Levinson like trying to like figure out like what he thinks about his own work and like his place in the world as a movie director, et cetera, but making it Malcolm and Marie and like putting it in the context of this relationship, I feel like muddies what he could have been trying to do. Because like I said, I feel like, you know, since he wrote both sides of this, like he's aware of all of these like commentaries and like the flip side of them. So like, had he just made it one person arguing with themselves, like that would have been a little clearer. But
well, because yeah, and it's irritating because, and I caught myself getting irritated because then Marie says she called your film a tour de force, and he's like, I don't give a fuck. And I was sitting there going, but you called your film a tour de force. I would be so, and maybe I'm not this. I'm obviously not a filmmaker. I couldn't get Zoom to broadcast onto YouTube for 5 weeks. So obviously, maybe I'd be so overjoyed by the first part of that I wouldn't, see that. But I got so irritated at the Malcolm character when he just wouldn't. She gave him like a 5-star review within the confines of the film. I know we're harping on this entire scene, but it is if you haven't seen it,
he also harps on
movie.
it. So
it is
I was going to say
a 30-minute
of harping.
There's two scenes in this movie. One involves a Kraft mac and cheese, and the other is him harping about his own review. That's it.
Like Kraft mac and cheese was to steal a line from TikTok, bussin'. It was
That's what if this movie ended instead of like a title card or the credits, if it just ended on a Kraft logo and you're like, oh shit, this has just been a 2-hour advertisement, it would have made sense. I'd have been like, I suddenly get it. Kraft brings families together. I get it.
This film sponsored by Armani. That's all this was. An argument sponsored by Calvin Klein, yeah. Calvin Klein.
The only
Calvin
interesting part of this film.
You don't want to shop at Calvin and Klein. It is a very different,
very different experience.
And Bagash.
Oh no.
Abercrombie Fitch.
The only thing that happened in this film that interested me was the 2 seconds I thought that she was still on drugs and he didn't know. And I thought, my first thought was, wait, she's been on drugs this whole time and he thought she was clean? How didn't he know? And my second thought was, oh, wait, she's acting. I get it. And then I was like, oh, I'm backboard again. And that was it.
There's an audition tape in the middle of this movie.
literally in the middle of this film.
There's an audition tape in the middle of this movie for this movie. And granted, applause to her because it's some of the greatest acting I've seen in years, but it makes no sense in context.
What did you say? Was this the part that you were saying, Jake, that she was just going for it?
Yeah, and I mean, even to John David Washington's, credit, like he's going for it too. But literally, I mean, that is like, God forbid it ever happened because she deserves to reign the world more than Beyonce does at this point. But when Zendaya does pass away, like that's going to be the scene that they show at the Oscars. Of like, this is acting, this is beautiful, and like she is going for it, and it's going to be a scene that's going to be shown in every high school theater class.
It's really good
for the rest of the time. Of like, this is what you should be doing.
I thought for a second, if this would have taken a turn and been a horror film, all of a sudden, that would have been wild.
That could have been his Parasite moment.
That would have been really fun.
Yeah,
she actually killed herself,
or if she killed him.
Oh,
yeah, it becomes like a chase or something like that, or a hide and seek film. Ooh, that would have been better. And I thought for 2 seconds, it was like, wait.
There's a while now.
She about to do it? She about to do it?
Is this going to go? I felt like it was going to turn into an A24 film. And then it was like, no, it's just a Netflix movie still.
Would you all have liked this movie if she would have just killed him in the middle?
I would have liked it more if she tried to stab him because at least I'm having some fun now. It's like, oh, some shit is happening.
That also means that there's a plot point.
Yeah, exactly.
It just ends like her in the tub with like the bloody knife just chilling. Like,
there's several things that we can talk about in this movie. Of course, the mac and cheese was the real star of this film.
Why mac and cheese? Like, you just came home from a party. I presume there was food. If you're like still drunk and want a snack, you would pick up food on the way, or you would eat literally anything else. Like, why would you make boxed mac and cheese like as your after party snack?
What time does In-N-Out close?
Like 2.
In-N-Out is open, I think, until at least like late in the morning, but who knows what time they actually got home. But you can go to In-N-Out late.
Yeah, or like, and it's not their house. They live in like a house the producers put them in. So
I'm glad that they made the mac and cheese. I that was my favorite part of the movie when they showed the mac and cheese, the tight shot on the mac and cheese. I was like, man, I really want some boxed mac and cheese right now.
Zendaya ranting about him eating mac and cheese while verbally abusing her, incredible. incredible content.
That was a good part of the movie, but he was eating the fuck out of that mac and like a fucking savage. He was like,
She
it
didn't
just
put
was
enough pepper
guttural
in it.
noises. It was just guttural noises coming from them.
He
He
is
was, I don't know what that was, but it was just like
eating that mac and cheese how I imagine Tom Hanks ate his first meal when he was rescued in Castaway. Shove it in. It doesn't matter. I need something. Like
He looked like that Ezekiel Elliott video where he's eating the cereal. Going ham.
I mean, but it was great because he's sitting there going, that was a good part of the movie. You're fucking crazy. You're a crazy person. And I was kind of like, ow. Because if somebody, but also on the flip side of that, if somebody was saying, you are a crazy person, you are just the worst or whatever, and I'm not having this argument anymore. You're eating mac and cheese and calling me crazy. I'm gonna go to sleep or go to a different room or something. Yeah, I'm not. This argument doesn't continue, and I'm not staying up with you to get your film review. I'm not. I don't know.
Yeah, I just liked it, man. Like I understand and respect y'all's points, but also I was just watching the shit like, ooh, no, he didn't. Ooh, she's back. Oh, she lost. Okay, she's done. Oh no, she's back. Oh shit. Like that part of the movie was just fun for me.
Do we feel like they talk like people that are in the 21st century, which I really, or in 2020, which I really enjoy, which they have conversation. It's not the pretense doesn't come from their language, but the pretense comes from what they're saying. So they talk like people that one have been in it for a little bit, but two live in an actual time that we live in, which is I enjoyed that. But just what they were saying is where it went awry for me. I don't know. Do you feel the same way? No, yes.
No, I mean
it's really just Malcolm to me, honestly. Like his was the only part that I had any issues with, and it was really just that critic rant. Other than that, I was like, "You're an asshole," but like just a regular movie asshole.
This is one night. In fact, it's not even really one night. It's, I don't know, 10 hours. And this is how malicious and cruel he is to her based off one tiny observation of you didn't thank me in your speech. He has got to be like the most vindictive asshole in this relationship. Like, can you imagine like 2 days after this where she's like, hey, by the way, we ran out of mac and cheese at the apartment, and he just flips like the computer. Is like, no. Like,
what do you do all day, Marie? I'm out making movies, Marie. Why aren't you buying mac and cheese, Marie? You're not an actor anymore. You stopped acting, Marie. Why aren't you buying mac and cheese, Marie? All I asked for a box of Kraft, Marie. Go buy some fucking mac and cheese, Marie. You're psychotic.
You doing drugs again, Marie?
Like that's 100%.
You cheating on me, Marie?
So is this actually a subtle like look into an abusive relationship? Like, is this actually a PSA? Like, hey, if your friends are having this argument, something bad is happening, and you need to contact somebody. Is that what this movie actually is?
I mean, we can't let her get away with. I mean, obviously they have the back and forth of you're just a victim in all of this, and you just love to play the victim, and you don't aspire to anything, is what he tells her, which is very cruel. But it also. She did cheat on him within the context of this movie.
Yeah.
So she's not entirely blameless within the confines of this relationship. And I think that's why they put that in there. Doesn't excuse him being the most gaslighting person I've ever seen on film. But yeah.
Do y'all think that they stayed together? Like, how do you read the ending?
Yeah.
Oh, they absolutely say
100%. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Toxic relationship, man. Got to be toxic together.
Yeah, they 100% stay together.
Oh, 100%.
How Malcolm towards the end of the movie, he like learns the lesson of like being grateful or whatever. How long that sticks, no idea. Because Malcolm is like clearly the biggest narcissist that has ever existed.
Next time he gets drunk, they're arguing again, I promise.
Yeah, Malcolm is clearly the biggest narcissist to ever exist. Like this side of Donald Trump. Like he is like that's what the whole movie is about. But they 100% stay together.
There's just a big whoosh sound, and it just goes over again, and it just whoosh. You ain't shit, Marie. Like it's just the same.
In real life, if I were to ever get in an argument with my wife, and one of my moves, one of my my Bill Belichick at the goal line play, like we're gonna win, is to pull out my black book and be like, "Here's a list of my exes and what I learned from them." Oh no, I'm out of the house. She killed me. I'm dead. It's over.
She killed me.
Not to mention her literal suicide attempt. Like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Oh, it's over.
I have this woman DMing me all the time saying that I should have had a baby by her. And
I send her heart emojis. I don't know what else to say. Like, what?
Caitlin would shoot me in the fucking face. Like, it would be the end of Royden. Royden and Caitlin would not be a movie. It would be a 2020 episode.
That's the end of the movie. Then it becomes why women kill.
Dateline.
He drops the X list and she stabs him. End of the movie. I get it now.
He put her life into a film, forgot to thank her, and somehow, because she was upset that he didn't thank her, he literally brought up her drug usage. And I was just like, wait, how do we get there? Like, oh my God.
I forgot to bring this up earlier. So this is actually kind of based on a somewhat true story because Sam Levinson did actually forget to thank his wife in Assassination Nation when he accepted some award or at a critics thing or something.
I would be like, no, don't thank me for that.
Well, because she actually worked on it in some regard. I don't know if she wrote or produced, but she was involved in it in some regard. And he forgot to thank her. And apparently all that happened was she brought it up in the car ride home and he apologized and that was the end of it. So the rest of this movie is him just fantasizing about like, well, what if I actually did bring up all the worst things about my wife to her face to get over this fight?
Now she's watching this film just like with the eye emoji, just like, ooh,
what
shit.
The fuck?
So are you telling me that Assassination Nation was bad and then it now has birthed a second bad film? I want the hold that Assassination Nation has on my life to end. Why can't we just move on past that film? I don't need another bad film because Assassination Nation existed.
Teej, you're like one of the 15 people that have seen that film. I have not even given that film a thought to watch.
I went back and watched it because I liked Euphoria so much. And then I was like, oh, this doesn't work. This is bad. This is really bad.
I mean, he made Wizard of Lies too, which was a decent film. And it's an even more interesting story than the film was about Bernie Madoff. But it was, so that was a good film. So he's kind of been on this, since Assassination Nation, been on this kind of upward trend. But this was just sort of it was almost like, y'all could have stayed home during COVID. Y'all didn't have to do anything.
I'm really glad I didn't watch this movie in a theater. I'll say that. Watching it on Netflix, too. Like I said, my expectations are lower watching Netflix movies, but I'm really glad.
You say that. I would watch reruns of the Dick Van Dyke Show in the movie theater right now if they let me. But yeah, like I'm really glad I wasn't in the movie theater for this either. Although I would watch almost anything in the movie theater right now, so I probably wouldn't have been mad if I went to go see it in the movie theater. But like, yeah, this is a perfect sit-at-home movie for sure because it didn't give me anything that I.
Longtime fans of the podcast, we would go watch Avatar in the movie theater right now if we could.
I'd go watch The Village again. I'd go watch the Snyder Cut in a movie theater if they let me. I would literally
1,000%.
Okay.
And I have no plans to watch the Snyder Cut at my house, but if I could go to the movie theater, fuck it. I'll go watch Justice League again. Sure, why not?
Interlude really quickly in the middle of this.
Not like
that movie is going to be fucking awful. That movie looks like ass.
It's going to
That trailer looks even worse. I saw that trailer and I said, oh my God. I hadn't even considered of what if the Snyder Cut is even worse, and then I was like, "Oh my God!" I didn't even consider that this could happen.
How'd you mention it? I hadn't even thought about that. What if it's worse? It's just a 4-hour pile of shit.
Why is the Joker here now? Like what? It's a Justice League movie. Fucking Superman is trying to save the world. I didn't know he was adding
new characters to the movie.
Yeah,
how do we have new characters? Joker how did this happen?
He said we live in a society, guys. You realize he did that.
He did that.
They literally, and not only did that happen, they literally were like, "This is one of the moments of the film that we think we should use to advertise the film." The Joker saying, "Literally, we live in a society. This thing is going to be an absolute train wreck." It makes me more likely to watch now, though, because now I'm thinking,
Yeah.
if this is like the worst thing ever created, I want to be there for that. I want to see that.
We're
We're
gonna
gonna talk
shit
about
out
it
of
on the
that movie.
podcast, obviously. But
I think I'm
was
going to watch now.
when they said Snyder Cut, I was assuming like, okay, they're just taking some deleted scenes that never made the original movie.
No, they gave him
repackaging
more
them.
money.
Yeah, he went back. He's adding characters. Like
He's adding characters
plot
to this
lines.
movie.
Like, get the fuck out of here, man. Like, this shit's gonna
Not that
stink.
Snyder cut.
If you go back and look at the reviews, everyone said, you know, this film needed more runtime, more characters. That's the reason why this film is bad. Everybody knew it. So now we're going to get more runtime and more characters.
There's a still going around of Cyborg, and this is the last thing that we'll say on it. There's a still going around of Cyborg on Twitter that looks literally like clip art, and it looks so bad.
There's still a camera visible in the shot on his shoulder.
I saw that, man.
So
I want this to be an absolute train wreck, man. I want it to be the worst thing that's ever been released.
4 hours. I'm gonna have to watch that over the course of a week.
So here are my two takes on this. I hate the Snyder Cut, and I know people are like, look, watch this trailer. How can you not be hyped for him? Like, oh Jesus. One,
hallelujah.
Yeah, it was like, great. It's gonna be 4 hours of just Messiah comparisons. Great team. It's groundbreaking content. No, one, only because I'm playing it right now, and I'm actually kind of enjoying it. So shit, but it's gonna be a cyberpunk situation where everybody's like, "This is gonna be it. This is gonna turn around everything." Like, and then,
Yeah.
like, the sudden cliff, like you're going 100 miles an hour and you fell off a cliff. That's what the Snyder Cut is gonna be. And two, when Snyder showed the rough cut of what we're about to see to Warner Brothers, half the execs walked out after 2 hours and 50 minutes deeming it unwatchable. We're still getting a refined version of that.
That's fucking wild.
Not to mention, this whole thing is just fan fiction at this point. Like, it doesn't actually matter. Like, it's just 4 hours of reheated Justice League leftovers with even more characters to introduce. And it won't fucking matter at all because they're going to keep making DCEU movies that just
Aren't in
like
the same timeline. Yeah.
act like this should never happen anyway because like it's fake. Like, what the fuck is this? Why are we doing this?
Meanwhile, WandaVision's like, we're bringing everybody back. It's all in continuity. Fuck you. Fuck them. And it's just like DCU is like, we don't even know her.
Yeah.
Well, Superman was he in a black suit? Oh, that's cool.
You literally killed him in the second movie we ever saw him in, and now you have to bring him back a second time, and we're supposed to be excited about this.
Stream our Batman versus Superman episode. Anyway, back to that movie's gonna be worse. That is such a good comparison. Like, if it's worse, it is cyberpunk. It is the cyberpunk of movies.
I didn't even consider that it could be worse until I was watching the trailer, and I was like, holy shit, it's gonna be worse. It's gonna be worse. Now I'm in. I gotta see it.
It's because it's gone through what, like, I don't know how many years it's been, like 6 years, and people were like, we gotta protest, we gotta like petition, release the cyberpunk, release the Snyder Cut. It's gonna, like, that's the movie we deserve. No, the DC fucking entertainment universe has been shit, and Snyder's already put his hand in it multiple times, and every time he's touched something, it's been terrible. What in the world do you think is gonna make this better?
I actually was a little intrigued by it when that first like black and white trailer came out. I was like, "Ooh, we should put it all out in black and white. That'd be kind of cool."
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. He has played that version of Hallelujah on 5 trailers.
Yep.
Why is the Joker in this film? It doesn't make sense.
Also, here's what's gonna be funny is right now,
Like cherry pie on that motherfucker's face. He just like society.
Jared Leto's Joker looks so much better in black and white too. Like, just black and white just makes shit looks cooler. When you see it in the trailer,
I.e.
you're like,
this
"Man,
film."
fuck out of here. Exactly. Segue.
here's where it's going to get funny is right now we're slowly entering canceling Jared Leto because people are like, he might be a cult leader.
Oh shit.
Yeah, like people are starting to release reports of like, because he has like some retreat every year for 30 Seconds to Mars fans at this private island, and like people have like released
Excuse
photos
me?
of it. Yeah,
Wait, what?
yeah. You have to look it up. I don't know the specific names of everything, but yeah, there's like a 30 Second to Mars fan island experience where
No
you get to
way.
you don't hang out with the band, you hang out with Jared Leto and his brother, and like
What?
the photos that have been released, it's like it's Jared Leto and like
Just a
like-
guy named Tad Leto.
I think his brother is actually semi-famous somewhere along the
Jeff
line.
Leto.
He might actually be in the band. Either way, but like the photos that are released, it's like basically Jared Leto is dressed as Jesus
Well, yeah.
in this island. So people like, oh shit, this might be a cult situation. So
I need a Firefest documentary on Jared Leto Cult Island.
pause for 2 seconds. Okay, how do you know when your Audacity quit, Dex?
No, I just.
Well, I mean, I'll. Okay, can you just restart it and then
yeah.
I'll just.
I'm
there's just
recording
gonna be
now.
a weird.
Okay.
There's just gonna be a weird dip in the audio somewhere. along the
55 minutes. All right.
Okay.
So any parting thoughts? There's a couple like jabs I love in this movie that are just all time. Just if a partner said this to you, it's violence or we're breaking up. She called him a fucking fraud.
Yep. Yeah.
Woo!
And when she said like the whatever it was about his mediocre ass, I was like, oh yeah, I'm out.
I
at
know that hurt,
point.
bro. I know that hurt.
I know that hurt. Yep. Gloves are off at that point for me. I wouldn't have gone to the lengths Malcolm went to, but I'm saying some kind of hurtful shit.
That's why my mom doesn't even like you, and then just leave.
Taylor's mac and cheese is better than this bullshit.
Yeah, I mean the we haven't really gone over it that much. It's just, but the whole body. Well, no, I was gonna say the whole body count scene where he's talking about, I fucked this girl in St. Louis or whatever. I think it's more just by her facial expressions, and I thought it was filmed well, but you're just not getting away with that, man. You're just not like, I think Zendaya was great within the confines of that scene because she's just not doing, you can see the hurt in her face, which I thought was really good. And I thought John David was really good in that movie, that scene, but it also is just a thing that just, I would never, maybe I'm just a good person, but I would never stoop so low as to belittle my partner like that. Holy shit. Can you imagine?
Nope. I cannot. There was some like commentary in here that I thought was actually like somewhat poignant. Like like when John David Washington's ranting about like recreating reality is not like special or whatever.
Wait. I am so sorry, Dex, to cut you off. What the fuck is this that you just sent me? Hold on.
Dex, what did you send him?
No.
Anything.
Teej, I wish I had your number because I wish I could include you on this in this moment.
Okay. No. We're sharing the screen. Here it is. Okay.
Oh, I can share screens.
Okay. No, we got it.
Holy shit.
Yes, this is a cult, says the official 30 Seconds to Mars Twitter.
This is 100% a cult.
What?
Oh, this has all the makings.
Holy shit.
This
Look
looks
at
like
him
every cult
walking
documentary
around.
I've ever watched. He literally looks like Jesus. He's definitely a cult leader.
This is.
I mean,
if you add
guys.
like a sepia tone to this, and you're like, "Hey, these were the last days of Jonestown," people would buy that. They'd be like, "Oh my god, yeah, that's of course." This is
Guys, Jared Leto is preaching to the masses.
and they're all 30 Seconds to Mars fans. They all
Somebody in the
Look
quotes,
at this guy.
Somebody in the quotes called it 30 Seconds to Midsommar.
Oh, no. This guy
Wow.
has buried bodies somewhere. This Marvel guy.
Like, imagine, and it's
Yes,
in Croatia.
Jared.
It's not like some exciting island. It's Croatia. So
Croatia's exciting. Shout out to Luka Modric and all the Croatian soccer stars of old. All the
Hundreds. This is hundreds of people spent their hard-earned money to Yes, Jared. Walk amongst us.
This is the whitest shit I've ever seen.
private island. Everyone tested negative. Quarantining.
Buddy, in this photo, there are 0% black folks. None.
Oh hell no! Yeah, we're not pulling up to.
First of all, black
there's
people don't
one
listen
right
to 30
there.
seconds. Oh, wait. Oh my God.
There's one right there.
Wait, where?
Right.
bottom right corner.
Wrong,
Oh,
right.
shit.
That looks like a black woman.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
She might be like an Indian woman, but she might be black. We can't tell.
Yeah, she.
But I've never known a black person that listened to 30 Seconds to Mars. So she would be the first.
What about this?
So did everyone just bring whatever white T-shirts they had? Because some people have like logos on them. Like there's a dude that had a Marvel T-shirt on, so it's just any white T-shirt. Was that the packing list?
Yeah.
Listeners at home, I realize this is an audio medium. All you had to do, one,
Go to our YouTube.
go to our YouTube. Two, just look up Jared Leto cult, and you're gonna see some of the wildest articles and photos of all
This
time.
is crazy.
And I think like if you just, go to the 30 Seconds to Mars Twitter, and you'll see them. But I think this is a tweet from 2019, so you have to scroll a bit. But also, like, there's 15 articles that'll probably just.
I
link
mean,
directly to it.
holy shit. It is
Insane.
Jared Christ walking amongst the masses. Okay, anyway.
Jared Christ.
Like easily, you could just like kind of desaturate this a little bit and be like, this is actually David Koresh a couple of days before the siege started, and you'd be like, of course, everybody's wearing white. Of course, this makes sense. I get it. Obviously.
I'm stunned by those photos. That is shocking. Those are shocking photos.
30
So
seconds
glad.
to Mars don't even slap like that, bro. Like, what are y'all doing?
Hey, 2009 Royden would disagree.
Sure. At some point, like they did rock, but is there a band? I realize that we've left Malcolm and Marie now, but there's no closing thoughts.
Malcolm Marie, mid and Marie.
Is there if some artist or band like
Malcolm and
posts on
Mitty.
their-
Malcolm and Mitty.
if some artist or band posts on their Twitter like, "Hey, we're holding a retreat to this secluded island," what band would that be, and would you go? Like, what band for you like posted a tweet?
It's
It was
Beyonce, and yes, I'm going. If Beyonce's going to be there, I'm going to be there.
like,
Period.
that's fair. That's
All right.
fair.
I almost
you can be
said
my
Fleetwood
co-leader.
Mac, but
I
I
was
was
gonna
going
say
to
Fleetwood
Stevie
Mac.
Nicks would be on some super weirdo shit in the woods. So like,
I'd fuck with
That
it.
would still be worth it.
I'd fuck
That's
with
still
it.
worth it.
You know what? Fleetwood Mac is generational because my dad and my uncle were both like, yeah, Fleetwood, like Stevie Nicks was like, wasn't she weird back in the days? They were like, we don't care.
with it.
Yeah, they were like,
With
down. It was so crazy that it just both of them were like, yeah, down. I don't care. Don't care how weird she is.
I would follow Fleetwood Mac into the woods, so I can agree with that.
What's the lowest rung that you would go? Mine was probably like Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Oh, that's a better question. Actually,
What is the worst band you would?
Like,
Yeah.
who is
go
the
to a
worst
cult for?
band that you would follow into the woods for a cult?
I'd follow Anthony Kiedis and flee into the woods for a cult. I'd do it. Whatever.
Have you read his autobiography, Scar Tissue?
I know about it. Yeah.
Oh, it ends on like the saddest note.
Teej, can you please put that question out to your followers? Like, quote tweet the Jared Leto thing.
Like, what is the lowest?
Yeah,
What is the
who was
lowest?
the worst band?
Who is the least famous celebrity that you would follow into the woods? Like,
For a
but
cult.
would you follow Bokeem Woodbine into the woods? Yes or no?
Following Jimmy Fallon into the woods for a. Oh
That's
my
amazing.
God. Seriously, no. I want to. What's the low? Not
gonna post
celebrity,
this.
but band. What is the lowest rung that you would follow into the wood? I go Red Hot Chili Peppers. That's about as low as I go because they've had some hits. I love
Yeah.
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
I'm not following Red Hot Chili Peppers into the.
Well,
into the
Probably
woods.
not. I
Not
don't.
doing that.
Yeah, I don't know them like that. But
The only reason I'm not following them is because I don't want to. I would follow the band, like, because I enjoy Red Hot Chili Peppers music, I do not enjoy the fans. I do not want to spend more than 1 hour with a bunch of Red Hot Chili
That is
Peppers
very
fans.
true. Yeah, that is true.
That
You
is
mean
gonna be
you don't want to hear people yelling "suck my kiss" at you like while you're on a deserted island?
Can't stop addicted to. Okay, we're all right.
All right, we're getting out of here.
I probably follow like I'm trying to think
Imagine
of, like-
Dragons.
Nah, not Imagine Dragons,
Yuck.
but somebody in that like tier. Like, I don't know who's in that range.
Foster the People.
Oh, absolutely. Be vibing the fuck out. Foster the People in the woods. All the other kids.
Jake, where are we going?
Man,
I know you got some esoteric bands.
some esoteric. I'm gonna follow Yo-Yo.
The
Ma.
All American Rejects.
No.
Yo, mine.
No, so Valerie and I actually saw All American Rejects. God, I don't know how long. It's like 4 years ago because they opened for Blink 182,
Yeah.
and it was just like the greatest lineup of my like 2009 life. And this was, I don't know, 2015. And the lead singer of All American Rejects was just drunk as hell to the point where he was hitting on a mom in the front row on mic. Like, just the whole stadium got to hear her be like, "Hey girl, what's up? How you doing?"
Nice.
I was like, all right, bro, good for you. No, I want to follow All American Rejects.
Teej, do you have a band?
Oh, Jimmy Eat World. I would follow Jimmy Eat World.
Yeah, okay.
All mine are like super successful. I can't think of any.
Yeah,
like,
it's hard to think of
not
the
that
worst.
successful band that I would follow into the woods. Like I would go into the woods with Andre 3000 and Outkast, but they were also like super successful.
They're like the
Yeah.
number one artist in the world, but would
Yeah,
you follow?
but I'm.
would you
But see,
follow
I wouldn't
Bill?
follow like. I would probably follow the Clips into the forest.
Okay.
They are successful, but like mostly on the rap side, I would follow the Clips into the forest.
It's gonna be a mission to like secure cocaine.
We're gonna be
in the
selling drugs. Yeah,
forest.
we're gonna be selling drugs, and I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that.
Like in Kill Bill, you're going into the
I'm
middle of
perfectly fine with
nowhere, like in Honduras or whatever the fuck, to get some great cocaine.
Guys said Art Blakely and the Jazz Messengers.
Okay.
Art Blakely and the Jazz Messengers is a hilarious answer because I don't know who they are. So
I'm
that
gonna
must be he dug really low.
I'm going to follow Dave Brubeck, and we're going to just smoke cigars.
Dave Matthews Band.
I was just about to say that. I'm like, I'm going to out myself. Guys, I'm a white guy. I'm wearing a master's hat. This is all you need to ever know about me. Like, I am announcing who I am on YouTube. If Dave Matthews posted right now, like 1 million people are welcome to join me in the woods, I would go. I would leave. I would walk
No,
out.
you wouldn't.
Oh, wait. I have a Dave Matthews sticker on my car. Actually, that's not true. I used to have a Dave Matthews sticker on my old car. I don't have any bumper stickers on my new car right now. But I love Dave Matthews Band. Like, I just spent $50 with the graphic design company that does all Dave Matthews tour posters. They had a warehouse sale, and I bought 5 of them.
Oh my God.
That's where I'm at in life.
Wow.
Following Santana and Rob Thomas, but all they play is smooth.
So I would actually do that.
Me and the Lumineers just vibing out in the woods.
I would say like Mumford and
This is from our
Sons.
2016 album. Nobody cares.
I would say Mumford and Sons, but all their concerts seem to take place in woods, so you're already there.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Jesus Christ. Oh my. Following Hanson into the wood. Bop. Are we done? Bop. Oh my God. All right, this bit has gone on long enough.
I would follow Hooting the Blowfish in the woods.
Oh hell yeah.
I thought about saying Darius Rucker earlier.
So another side comment. So as a Christmas present, Hooting the
Project
Blowfish-
Pat and Ghostface was a reply.
Oh, that would be kick-ass. Hooting the Blowfish got together recently, 2 years ago or something. Mallory took me. You'd be surprised at like how shallow the Hooting the Blowfish well is. They played mostly cover songs.
No way.
They like played
What?
they played their 4 hits, and then it was just like 3 Darius Rucker songs. And then it was just like they covered REM's "Losing My Religion," Led
It's like we can
Zeppelin.
play Hold Your Hand only a couple times before we got to go into Wagon Wheel.
Yeah, they play Wagon Wheel.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, they played Led Zeppelin's "Hey Hey, What Can I Say?" Like it was. I was like, I fucking love these songs. These are great. These aren't your songs. What is happening?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Following the hologram of Tupac into the to the woods.
That's just
All right.
cyberpunk. We're back to cyberpunk.
All right, guys. We did it. We are off the rails, but we're wrapping up with a good draft, a very good draft brought to you by Dex Hinton.
Oh, we don't have an order.
Oh, we don't.
Oh, what's our topic again?
Actors next up on the Oscar list are most likely to win an Oscar, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's right.
Actors, actresses who will win their first Oscar this decade. Because that's,
This decade.
I mean, that's kind of what this movie was setting up. Like Zendaya and John David Washington, they have the chance to go on their run now.
Which I don't know if John David will ever get there, but Zendaya, she'll do it.
She's got to.
I got one. I got an easy one.
I get. We
All right,
We
I
gotta
was
get
in a
we got
bunch,
four.
but yeah, we got to get in order. So
it is.
What's our order?
Royden, Teej,
Ooh.
Jake, me, Dex. So
Okay.
RTJD, Royden, Teej, Jake, Dex.
All right. Number one.
y'all want me to live tweet these or what?
Yes.
Okay.
You can live
I'll
tweet
do
them.
that.
All right. Most likely to win an Oscar coming up. Support Florence Pugh. Florence Pugh. We got to go with the brand.
Sure.
Taking
choice.
number one overall. I mean, obviously, someone later in this list is going to win one before her, but support Florence Pugh, our queen.
Great answer.
Number
Love
one.
that answer. I'm going with David Tyree or Brian Tyree Henry. He's
Oh,
incredible. Yes. As soon as they start wise up and start giving this man leading roles, he's gonna win something. He's amazing. Right now, he's just doing everything they can send him, and he's getting a lot of reps. He's good in everything. He's gonna get a breakout role here soon. He's gonna be an Oscar contender in the next couple of years.
My guy is getting his shots up. He is in every. He has
He's in
never turned.
everything.
He
He's
never.
in everybody's
Was he
movie
in
for
Kong
10,
versus
10 minutes.
Isn't he in Kong versus Godzilla
Yeah,
versus
he
Kong?
is.
God
He's
damn.
in everything. And a lot of these movies he's in for 10 minutes, and you know he was on set for 5 days, and he just goes on to the next film. I love him. He makes everything better. His performances are always super genuine. He can be funny. He can be serious. He can kind of do everything. Brian Tyree Henry. That's what I'm picking.
Feels like it's a little bit of a reach at number 2 overall, but I can respect it.
I don't want
That's
him
fair.
to
That's
become
very
though
fair.
the black character actor. You know what I mean? Because he has agreed to do so many things, and he is great in everything.
I don't think he said no to anything yet.
I
can't wait till he
mean-
starts saying no to stuff.
Oh, go ahead.
I wouldn't say no to anything either. I would just be in everything.
No, me either. Like, give me my money.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
Whatever.
run
How
me-
much
run me
am I
mods.
making? I'll be there. I'll be there.
Hollywood does have a way of knowing if you're talented, even if you do accept everything that
Mhm.
Nick Cage, even though we're talented, but he keeps getting work. So they're just like, you know what? Anyway, who's next?
Me.
Jake?
All right. There are some extremely obvious answers on the table, and I probably should take them, but I'm playing from the heart today. I'm going to take Chloe Grace Moretz.
No.
Oh, nice. Nice.
No.
I hadn't thought about her. Yeah.
She has been in the game for 11 years, and she's 23 years old.
Oh, she's like,
But
God
she
damn,
is-
she's like the Devin Booker of like the fucking.
Damn, she's 23.
She has been around
She's good.
forever. And apologies, she is 24 recently.
Yeah, she's the Devin Booker of the fucking of the acting game.
She turned 24 6 days ago. So either way, but she's been around. I think like her first movie was 500 Days this summer. Well, no, there was others. Oh, there's been a lot. She's been on a
Big
lot
kick
of stuff.
ass.
She's been in a lot. She's been in Kick-Ass. She's been in everything.
She's been around. She was the child in Amityville Horror, the 2005.
Oh, wow.
She's been around forever.
The Ryan
Like-
Reynolds one.
She's already been in. I think so. She's already. I mean, her Wikipedia page now has its own page for her. How many things she's been in, and yes, it is the Ryan Reynolds one. So like she's been in everything, and she's made some stinkers. Like, gotta agree, she's made some stinkers, but she's 24 years. Like, she's gonna hit gold.
Was she the one that had beef with Kim Kardashian back in the day? Was that her?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
Yeah,
why
that
I'm
was
asking
her.
Y'all
That
wouldn't
was
know.
her.
She is picking bad projects though.
I mean, she's made some.
Like she's in the new Tom and Jerry film, which like we talk about Brian Tyree Henry, get your money, but like, come on. Somebody said Michael Wilbon to the least talented.
Somebody
person you
would go into the woods with Michael Wilbon. That is
wow.
That is dedicated to
my friend
a cause.
Michael Jordan.
All right, Dex, who you picking?
I will go into the woods with Michael McDonald.
I can't believe
Triple
y'all
A.
let me take the young goat this late in the draft. That's Saoirse Ronan. Duh.
Yeah. I had to take for the fans. I gotta take Florence #1 though.
Sure.
Yeah.
I am not into Saoirse Ronan yet. She has,
But she's
not
the young.
impressed me yet.
She's the young goat. She's the Meryl Streep of this generation.
Yeah, she's the next Meryl Streep. Like she's
What is the one film I need to watch to see her future potential?
Brooklyn.
Did she
Lady
drop
Bird.
35 in any of these games? Like, what do I need to watch?
Brooklyn
Lady Bird.
and Lady Bird.
I hate Lady Bird.
Oh, dear.
Don't get me started.
We're out.
I
It's over.
hate Lady Bird. I hate it.
Watch Brooklyn. It's kind of in this. But she's very earnest in that, and I really enjoyed it.
and I liked
right,
her
I'm
in
gonna check it
Little
out.
Women. I know you didn't like Little Women that much, but I liked her a
Ugh.
lot in Little Women.
Teej hates women. Let's start it there.
No, that is not the message.
We're starting that. We're gonna tweet that from our official account.
She was also
Cancel him.
nominated in 2008 for Atonement, which I've never
yeah.
seen, but
I've never seen Atonement.
she's
So
already got
basically-
4 Oscar nominations. She's got
God.
next.
Jesus.
Yeah, she's already got 4 nominations. And
Hopefully she's
Okay, that's
not.
24.
You getting her at 4 is much better than me not waiting to get Brian Tyree Henry in the
Yeah.
second round. So
Yeah.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Yeah, she's only 26. She's got 4 nominations.
Oh!
She's the young goat. It is what it is.
Great job by your scouting department, Dex. Great job by your scouting department.
All right, #2 for Dex. That's a great pick.
That was a good.
Had to be picked.
Yeah, number 5.
It's gonna take the male source running though. That's the question.
Yeah. Mm.
Don't take Chalamet.
Yeah,
Somebody's got to. Somebody has to.
I still don't
Not
see it
me.
yet. We'll talk about it later, but I still don't see
I
it.
don't
yet.
see it either. I don't see it yet.
Okay, number 5. I'm gonna go Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
That's-
God
Okay, that's
damn,
a good one.
good
That's a
pick.
good one.
I see the
That's a
vision.
good one.
My man
Great
can
pick.
act.
I can see that.
He's gonna kill that fucking Batman film. I got a feeling.
He's going to kill it.
He's gonna be good.
He was really good in Tenet too. Like he was the coolest part of that movie to me.
My favorite thing about Rotten Pattinson, good lord,
Ooh.
Robert Pattinson, is that he doesn't give a fuck about acting though. He doesn't care. Like he doesn't care what he like. He's just like whatever. He's like Batman. I'm not even gonna get ripped, which is also like fuck you for like you should also get ripped if you're Batman. But he's like I don't care. Whatever. I kind of respect that.
Yeah.
He's good. I like him a lot.
I just wish
He's
Lighthouse
great
was
in
a
Good
better
Time.
movie.
I wish Lighthouse was a lot more fun. He's amazing in Tenet. In Tenet, I was like, wow, this guy's a star. And so
Yeah, he's got
I
it,
see
dude.
I see it.
That was the
Yeah.
first time I was like, fuck yeah, Robert Pattinson's got it.
Yeah.
That made me hype for his Batman.
All right, Jake.
Yeah, Jake.
Man, Robert Pattinson threw me because I gave myself like an age cutoff, like 25 or below, but I didn't really. I played a different
Uh-oh.
game.
My next person is older than 25.
That's fine. I played a different game in my head. It's gonna be bad, and I think he's actually a piece of shit in real life, but I think he struck gold very early on, and he's only 15 years old. Taking Finn Wolfhard.
Oh,
Mm.
ugh.
I had him written down.
Yeah, like I think he's already gonna turn out to be a young piece of shit. Like I can't wait till the stories come out when he's like 18 that he got like a DUI and with like a stripper he just picked up. Like it's probably gonna happen. But the kid like struck gold with Stranger Things, and he
He
can bounce
picks
off.
good projects.
He can bounce off that for years to come.
Stranger Things is fucking awesome.
He picks.
I love it.
I was just thinking about that
he's
today.
in. I mean, he did the same thing. He's in It too,
Yep.
which both
Mhm,
movies are
mhm.
very good. So like he's picked. Other than I think Goldfinch, he's picked really good projects.
Yeah, Goldfinch fucking stinks.
I mean, he's 15 years old. Like,
I think he's gonna be good. I like him.
he's gonna hit something. He's gonna hit something.
I didn't know he was a piece of shit though. I haven't checked in on the Finn Wolfhard personal life.
He started giving off those vibes of like, I'm the reason Stranger Things is great. Like, I'm already in it. Like, he's giving off that. I mean, he's basically kind of enjoying the celebrityhood very young.
Hopefully he chills out so I can root for him. Hopefully.
All right, Teej.
All right, it's on me. Okay, this is going to be from left field, but my thought process is this woman it literally never doesn't show up. There's going to be a time where she gets a banger as a supporting actress, and she's going to win Best Supporting Actress in the next decade. And that person is Elizabeth Moss. She is incredible. I love her.
You are like the number one Elizabeth Moss fan in the world.
I don't know why I'm alone on this island. Every time I see her and stuff, I'm like, this woman is better than everybody else at her job.
She's great, and she commits to everything that she does, and she's been good since Mad Men, which is 12 years old now. But
she's gonna.
I mean,
every down she plays hard every down. I just love that about her.
She's the Marshawn Lynch of actresses. And I think this is tough to say as a straight white man.
I was gonna say she's the Dalvin Cook. She's just the rock of a middling offense.
Yes.
She's not gonna win MVP because she's not gonna put up her offense won't put up enough points, but she's going to be the linchpin in some offense that somehow manages to go 9-7 and beat somebody in the first round of the playoffs.
I mean, she carried the Invisible Man film. Like,
that's what I was about to say. I was like, just like Dalvin Cook, she's going to tear her ACL at some point. She's going to tear her ACL this season.
Her cousins will not lead her to the promised land.
That is why, she's going to make the Invisible Man, but then she's going to rebound back. Also, I always love to draw up this fact. She was with Fred Armisen. Deal with that as you may.
I think the reason that people are so out on her and like don't get mad at me is that she doesn't have leading lady.
Yeah, she
stellar
doesn't have the
looks
to be a leading lady.
Yeah,
but she's incredible actress. It doesn't like take away, and obviously Hollywood knows that, but
and also because she's a Scientologist.
Oh well, I don't.
Well,
yes, she is.
Bad.
Actually, that's for Hollywood. That's in the pro column. Apologies.
I mean, yeah, you can win an Oscar being a Scientologist. That's not a disqualification.
That's actually that's in the pro category.
But it is. That's why I feel like you're kind of you feel like you're alone on that island is because people are just forget.
People forget, man. She just
never
gotta keep being consistent.
I've never been disappointed by her ever, but I've also never been like, oh yeah, she got next. But
you don't watch her and be like, she's the next big thing. Like when you watch Florence Pugh, like you immediately know, like this Florence Pugh lady, she's going places. This is not the last time I'm going to see her. You like know it. It's like a thing that Florence Pugh has, where she just like takes up. You can't stop looking at her like on the screen. Like she just steals your attention away. She's just amazing. So
yeah, Elizabeth Moss is gonna walk into that Best Supporting Actress Oscar like you talked about. Like
she's gonna be right there next to next to Lawrence Pugh, and Florence Pugh, and they're gonna be in some film together, and somehow they're both gonna win because they're both gonna do.
Oh, Laura
drop
Dern
95. Oh my god!
Like 15 minutes of screen. Like 15 minutes of screen time, she's gonna like bust a triple double, like and be like,
it's gonna happen. And she picks good stuff. She's gonna be in something that bangs. I cannot wait.
My number 2 overall pick is the Twitter favorite, Lakeith Stanfield.
Okay, yeah,
he's gonna win one. He may even be nominated.
He might be nominated this year.
Yeah, he and Daniel Kaluuya may be nominated both this year. Obviously, Dex thinks different about that film, but
wait, are you out on this film, Dex?
No, you like the film, but you didn't think they were going to be nominated.
Oh, I didn't think Lakeith was going to be nominated. like Daniel Kaluuya, I was like, yeah, best supporting actor, he'll get the nomination. But Lakeith, I was like, he's good, but it didn't feel Oscar-y, his performance to me.
Well, we may do that movie also.
We
Judas and the
should.
Black
It's
Messiah.
it's
Yeah.
it's a
Oh
good
my
one to talk
god,
about.
it's so good. I love it. I want to watch it again.
We may do that film. So my number 2, I don't think anybody, or my number 3 overall pick. My number 2 overall pick is Lakeith Stanfield, which Twitter unanimously today was like Lakeith's got next, which maybe
Compared to the other three, I get it. Yeah.
And obviously he's proven himself pretty worthy. But my number 3 overall pick is one that I don't think anybody was going to take, but Margot Robbie.
I had her on my list too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Margot Robbie
Okay, that's
is she's been nominated, and she's also a producer on several of her films now, and I think she's going to continue to pick good projects. But also, we forget Margot Robbie is just about to turn 30.
Yep.
Wow.
Like, fuck, man. Like, we're just like, we've been lusting after this woman. I'm not gonna lie, we've been lusting after this woman since 2011, and yeah, and she's only done nothing but to subvert the fact that not only is she incredibly great looking, but also an incredible actress too. And yeah, I don't know, she picks really good projects too, and she made that Harley Quinn film actually pretty good when it had no right to be honest. But yeah,
I had forgotten she's got 2 nominations already because she got I, Tonya and then Bombshell last year.
was she nominated for Bombshell?
Yeah, she was.
Okay, I thought she only had I, Tonya, but she's not this kind of person, but she feels like the Elizabeth Taylor of our generation, like, for an old throwback reference for people. But yes,
Whoosh.
Okay, is it back to me again?
Cleopatra for you youngins.
All
Yeah, it's your.
right, my third pick, Jodie Comer.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
She's amazing. She's just so she's beautiful. She is such a she has such a diverse skill set of talent. I think that she can do almost anything. I think that we're about to see her career really take off. So I'm picking her.
I mean, she's already won several awards for Killing Eve. I think a couple of Emmys, maybe a Golden Globe.
Yeah, I was just
Nominated
gonna
for two
say
Golden Globe.
She's incredible on
already-
that show too.
in that like prestige critic kind of zone. So
I want to see her I want to see her in more movies. I hope that at some point we get to see her in 2 to 3 movies a year because I think she's really fun to watch. I like to see her in some really cool shit. So hopefully that can happen.
I'm interested to see how that Free Man movie actually ends up. I'm wondering if that's going to be entertaining with or Free Guy with
Is
her.
that the Ryan Reynolds one?
Ryan
Yeah.
Reynolds, yeah, the basically Grand Theft Auto movie. So I'm interested to see if that ends up being it's not going to be good, but I'm interested to see if it'll be entertaining with her.
These are the kind of movies I want her to be in to get her feet wet before she starts doing like prestige shit and like cool shit. I'm looking forward to her movie career for sure. I'm glad that she's doing films.
All right, Jake.
We dropped his name a lot, and I'm surprised he didn't get picked because I felt like we said it a lot. But I'm taking Daniel Kaluuya.
Yeah,
yeah,
obviously. I mean, he's winning. He's winning in the
mean,
next 5 years. Like,
If you had said that 2 weeks ago, you would have looked like a genius today because holy fucking shit.
I mean,
He's just good, man. He's just so good.
Fire.
He already tasted glory because he was nominated for Get Out.
yeah.
Obviously
Get
didn't
Out,
get it.
yep.
But like much like Sorsha, like he's already been nominated, so he's now a household name. He's on the list. Like it's not an if, it's just a win. In 5 years for sure. Also, one of my favorite movies of all time, Sicario. He's in it for like 2 minutes,
Right.
but the dude is
He's awesome.
He is giving it his all in like the 2 minutes of scenery he could chew.
He's in Widows for like 7 minutes, and
He was
fucking
the
steals
best part.
the movie.
He was
He's
the best
so
part
good.
of it.
He's the meme from that. He's a meme.
That
Yeah.
scene
So good,
sends
he's a
chills
meme.
down my spine every time I watch that scene. It literally sends a chill down my spine. He's so fucking scary in that scene. He's so. Oh my god, that guy's.
Had you told me beforehand that like the friend from Black Panther killing the cool kids would be like the dopest movie scene ever, I would have been like, "What the fuck?" But dude, that shit was
Oh my
incredible.
God, that shit was amazing.
That tweet with him and Robin Roberts, where he was like, "What would you get? What would you do?" or whatever, and she was like fanning herself, cold as ice. It's incredible.
And he has
believe
the American accent down. Like,
Yeah.
He has such a thick British accent when he speaks, and it's weird because he sounds like a black person. Like he crushes it. Like the way he speaks in Judas and the Black Messiah, it's like a sing-songy kind of thing that he's doing, and it's just so. It makes everything that he says sound so much doper because of the way he's nailing the accent. Like that guy's just amazing.
The Get Out tier is all time.
Yeah. Dude,
What a great choice, especially this late in the draft. That's finding
I can't
value,
believe that he went this far. Dude,
that's finding value.
He's so good, man.
Well, I originally
Tom
had
Brady.
him. I originally had him on my list, but because I limited myself, I was like, it's got to be young people. So I was like 25 and down, and I think he's
Daniel Kaluuya is not old. He's like 28.
right. But like I was thinking, like
Like kids.
like super
Yeah.
young Jerome
Okay, yeah.
sort of age, where it's like they're barely breaking 25 and below. So once we broke out of that box, I was like, I gotta take him. He's sitting right there.
All right, Dex.
You got
Two
enough
picks.
youth on your team anyway.
Carry you
All
for a
right.
long time.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a pretty long list because I had like 20 something people that I listed out, so I wouldn't forget names. I'm gonna go with somebody who I think he just came out of a big role, and I think he's going to do something Oscar baity to, kind of establish himself more as a serious actor. I'm going Chris Evans.
Wow. No.
It's
Nope.
coming.
I do not see it, and I
Nope.
love Chris
It's coming.
Evans. But I
It's
do
coming.
not see it.
It's happening. I'm Chris Evans stock to the moon.
He picks good
Chris
projects.
Evans has one goal. It's to make the shit that a million and bajillion people will see. He doesn't. That's all he cares about.
I don't agree
money.
with that. I don't agree with that. He picks great projects. Knives Out, Snowpiercer. He picks really good projects outside of the Marvel stuff, but it's all in his lane. It's nothing that he can't do. And
he doesn't take any risks.
No. And like in Knives Out, he was just a handsome douchebag. In the Prestige Snowpiercer, he was the big brute leader. Like it's not anything that he can't do, and he's a decent actor, but I feel like he's very limited to, and maybe I'm wrong, probably, but like,
and I agree with you right now, but remember we got a 10-year window here, so
Yeah,
I think in this decade, Chris Evans is gonna be like, nah, I gotta be serious. They gotta feel me. They gonna feel me in the gulag. So.
All-time tweet from Teej. Somebody gotta feel me in the gulag. What the fuck?
So I think he's gonna like take that role, and
Oh
people are
my
gonna be like,
God.
"Oh my God, Chris Evans! I didn't know he had it in him." They're gonna give him an Oscar off that.
I'm gonna agree, but I'm gonna disagree and take. I don't think he's gonna get it for acting. I don't see the vision. I
Be a
don't.
producer or something.
I think it's gonna be the Bradley Cooper route. I think he's gonna direct, and I think he's gonna.
Oh,
This is not my
Chris
take.
Evans to make something good.
This is not my take. This is Mallory's take, because we were talking about Chris Evans not too long ago, and that the man is just an all-American bred boy. He only cares about America. He loves to tweet his hate for Donald Trump, and then he goes hangs out with Dan Crenshaw. The dude just fucking loves his country. So he's gonna pick up some biographical film like Patton or whatever, and he's gonna remake it, and it's gonna be great. And that's where he wins the Oscar. I don't think it's gonna be for acting, though.
That makes sense.
Okay,
Makes sense.
Yeah, I can dig that.
think yeah.
My last pick. This is a bit of a long shot because she's like 10 years old, but I'm going Julia Butters because I think she's got it, man. That
It's
kid
like
is-
Messi being signed at like 11.
That kid has it. Like, she is good, man. Like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is what people would know her from. She's incredible in like the few scenes in that she's in.
Oh, I had to look her up. She fucking crushes that scene.
Dude, she's amazing. And she was like 9 years old when they made that. And
Ooh, she crushed that scene.
She'll post like videos of herself like acting out old movie scenes and shit. And I'm just like, dude, this kid is fucking amazing. Like, so
I like this.
I'm calling my shot right now.
I like
By the
this.
time she turns 20, she'll have an Oscar.
I like this.
Citing Messi out of Argentina at 10 years old. All right, Jake. Final pick.
This is going to be controversial. I'm okay with that.
Uh-oh.
Let's do
I'm
it.
okay with that. This actress is coming off one of the greatest series of all times that ended on a very messy note. She's picking some shit projects. In fact, I don't even think she's really picking projects right now. But the vision's there. I'm taking Macy Williams.
Really?
Oh, see, I thought you were going a different route with coming off like a great series, but I feel you.
How Game of Thrones ended tainted her. Like, people are so pissed that Arya got the kill shot. I get it. It's fine. The fact that like the Game of Thrones subreddit is still going off at how pissed off they are, like, it speaks volumes. I get it. That's also a shit show. It's tainting her right now. But if you think about when we were talking about Game of Thrones, you talked about how much you loved Arya. You're like, that was one of everybody's favorite characters. Everybody loved how Macy Williams portrayed her. So I think if she just writes it out just a little bit longer and picks a really good project, if she just gets out of this, like, I want to be a kid phase, like, I lost my entire childhood because I was Game of Thrones, and now she's just out there partying and thriving. Once she gets out of that, she picks a good project. I think it's gonna vault her.
Yeah, when she stops doing like New Mutants or whatever.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I don't think she gives a shit about even acting anymore.
Because she having to deal with the neckbeard Game of Thrones fans that are like still screaming at her on social media, like, how fucking dare you do this to us? So like, if she does quit the game, do not blame her. If you want to go, what was the kid's name that played Jeffrey? He has like an old man name. It'll come to me later. If you want to go that route, you just want to give up on acting, I don't blame you, because you have like the worst fans the world's coming after you. But if she comes back, I think she's gonna come back strong.
Yeah, she'll definitely have that narrative going for her, like coming off of that. So we'll see. I can see the vision here a little bit. She's got to improve somewhat and like grow up a little bit, because she just comes off.
Got to develop a better jump shot.
She comes off kind of childish, like in every role I've ever seen her in. Like even in New Mutants, It was like she felt like a little kid still, and she's like 20 something. But you know, once she gets a little older, I think she's got a chance at it. Yeah.
Mhm.
All right, Teej, your final.
It's on
pick.
me. All right, so I'm reaching here in the last round. I'm just betting on talent, and we'll see, because I don't know if she picks good films yet. But I'm going with Anya Joy Taylor, or Taylor Joy. Sorry.
Yeah.
Just did Queen's Gambit. Her stock is as high as it's ever been.
Mhm.
She's actually been in a shitload of movies. She also has been in a music video with Skrillex. I don't know if that harms her or helps her career going forward.
Eh.
But there's something I like there, and I spent most of, I'm gonna say something slightly problematic. I spent most of Queen's Gambit thinking, one, like, oh my god, this actress is pretty incredible, she's doing a great job, and two, thinking, I don't know if I'm attracted to this woman,
Right.
like the woman playing her, or is it just
Right.
because she's like super powerful and she's playing chess? I don't know, but there was something that really pulled me to her, not just the character, but the actress. And so I kind of want to see if she does going forward. So I'm going to take Anya Taylor-Joy.
Yeah, she just looks so like alien almost. It's like something like there's something about it there that's like just really intriguing. Like her eyes are really far apart. We talk about this.
Her eyes are super far apart.
But there's something there that it's like she's still kind of hot. Like still would.
It's a it's a
agree.
dominance.
I agree.
It's a dominance.
I couldn't tell whether it was a dominance or because she's like an attractive woman, but I kept thinking, man, her eyes are like a couple centimeters too far apart, and it looks weird, but still would. So
Not for-
so let's see what she does.
Not for nothing. She was getting some fucking fits off in that fucking show.
Yeah.
She really was.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say is like here's my favorite thing about her is like right now her safety net is period pieces. I think that's what she's
Mhm.
being drafted for a lot, and so I
Mhm.
think when she breaks out of that, if she does something weird, like even if she does like a Spring Breakers movie where it's like this is so off the cuff, I think that'll break it off. My favorite thing is, granted, she is of Argentinian and Scottish heritage or British. She was born in fucking Miami, and she comes off as somebody. If I never told you that, and instead I replaced that with she was actually like the third cousin of the queen, you'd be like, yeah, that makes sense.
You're like, yeah, that makes perfect sense. I'm into
She
that.
gives off that vibe. No, she was born in Miami, so
Anya
she's
Taylor-Joy.
like she's already vibing out here as a British actress from Miami.
I love how back-to-back actresses who we've like earmarked as super talented going to win an Oscar in the next decade were both in New Mutants. That movie was fucking awful.
And that movie stinks.
My final pick is one that may pay dividends right away. Drafting a college player for the MLB to come up in a couple of years, immediately like a college catcher. Riz Ahmed.
Nice.
Ooh,
Yeah,
nice.
he's going to win for The Sound of Metal this year.
Probably.
If Daniel Kaluuya doesn't win, I mean, Daniel Kaluuya may win for Best Supporting Actor. I'm not sure, but
Yeah, he would be a supporting actor for.
But Riz Ahmed.
I still haven't seen the Sound of Metal.
Sound of Metal was so brilliantly done and heartbreaking and gut wrenching that it left me with a new like. I already knew that Riz Ahmed was a great actor, but it put you over the top where Riz Ahmed is it. He's the guy, and he can lead several films too, because not only does he have movie star good looks, he's an incredible looking guy, but he's something about his eyes or whatever is just, it's so emotional, and he can convey whatever emotion he's feeling at that exact time. Sound of Metal, A+ film. That movie is incredible, and he will win Best Actor this year for sure.
If you want like
watch that this week.
I mean, obviously watch that because it is a fantastic
Amazon for free. Yeah,
it is a movie. It is.
Perfect.
It's another one of those movies that you're gonna watch once and be like, I don't know if I can watch this again. Whatever fragile emotional state I exist in, this shattered it. But if you want to watch him like on the come up and like really kind of expand his wings, watch the HBO miniseries The Night Of.
Yes, that was. I meant to mention that.
That is a series that like it does not make you feel good. There is no part of that series that makes you feel good, because at first it starts out as like a Law and Order SVU episode where you're like, okay, some shit happened, but we're gonna resolve it. No, it just continues worse, and it's like it's a great critique of the criminal justice system and racial politics and identity. But
incredible John Turturro performance for some reason.
Oh, as the lawyer, yeah, he's fantastic. Yeah. But yeah, like Riz Ahmed and that is. I think about that show a lot. Like a lot.
Night Of is a great. That was one of the ones that I didn't watch it when it came out, but I finished. And it's a mini series too, so it's like 6 episodes. So something like that. And his transformation in that from devout Muslim to guy like not skinhead, but shaved head, tattoos, built. Prison, it's incredible. It's so good. But
I mean, spoiler for a show that came out in what
2018
years ago.
Like like I mean, he obviously gets found innocent after X amount of years in prison, but like he walks out and immediately just starts doing crack. Yeah. Like his prison has just fucked him up. But like watching him just explore that space, oh god, like he's gonna win something every year for a while.
Yeah,
I think about John Turturro a lot, so that I fucking love John Turturro, dude.
Before we get into honorable mentions, we got to talk about the big two that we left off: Tom Holland, Timothée Chalamet.
Timothy Chalamet.
I love Holland. I love him. I literally love him. I just don't think he's going to do anything that even remotely is cool enough to win an Oscar.
Can he be Robert Pattinson though? Because we've already selected Robert Pattinson.
Can he ooze sex like Robert Pattinson does?
No,
Not to
yeah,
me,
you're right.
but to the
I don't
e-girls,
think so.
maybe.
So here's my problem with him is
I would
obviously
take him over fucking Finn Wolfhard, Jake. Sorry.
No, no, go on. Finn Wolfhard can break out of
Finn
his
doesn't have to be sexy yet. He's 15. Yeah, we don't know. You don't never know yet.
Here's my thing with Tom Holland is one, a Marvel movie will never win an Oscar, and that's fine. I'm fully okay with that. He's going to ride that to the end of time, and he's going to be a billionaire, and he's going to live happy and wealthy off of that. When he breaks out into different roles, like that, what's that stupid devil movie?
Yeah, he just did that weirdo cult movie with Robert Pattinson.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie, I like that movie.
I didn't watch it. So.
I didn't see it.
It's intense.
I liked it.
Yeah, it's
I don't know if Tom Holland's a good
Devil all
actor
the
yet.
Devil All the Time on Netflix
That's
may
what it is.
change your view of that.
I want to see that because I want to know. I love him. He's like one of my favorite things about the MCU. Spider-Man was my favorite hero growing up, and I love Spider-Man. And I love Tom Holland. But
He's the
I don't
best
know if I've
Spider-Man.
seen him act yet.
He's the best Spider-Man for sure. I mean, we've only had 3 plus the animated series, but Devil All the Time may change your view of if he has it or not, which I think
he has something. He has
a gravitas.
but I think he's going to be
Really?
stuck. I think. I mean, he definitely does have it. Obviously, he has it. He can make anything he wants. I think he's going to be stuck in the Daniel Radcliffe box, though.
Yeah.
I think forever he's going to be Spider-Man, and whenever he does anything else, like as I'm watching Devil All the Time, I'm like, this is just Spider-Man with a Southern accent. And every time I watch a Daniel Radcliffe movie, Guns Akimbo, what was it?
Which was
something
pretty
Man,
entertaining,
Nowhere
actually.
Man, something Man.
Yeah.
I
Swiss
feel like
Army Man.
I always feel that
Swiss
way
Army Man.
about. Oh, I remember that. I feel that
like-
way about Daniel Radcliffe because I feel like he's not like he was good at playing Harry Potter, but he doesn't have like a broad range of like skill
I
set.
disagree though.
You think he's
I
good? You think
yeah,
like he does?
I do. I think
We
Daniel
just can't
Radcliffe.
see it.
I think Daniel Radcliffe I think he picks great projects and I think he
He does.
picks stuff that he wants to do. And I think he's good in it and he commits to doing it. Does that make a great film? No.
But we can't. So we can't unsee the Harry Potterness, like when it's
No,
just like in his way.
No.
You truly can't. And I mean, is that to the credit of the fact that he started that when he was like, I don't know, like 10 years old? So
11? Yeah.
we grew up with
literally
him.
watched him grow up on screen.
We literally watched him grow up on screen. Yeah.
So that like even adult him is still like the last Harry Potter movie. So like it's like this is who you are to us. But like oh yeah, Daniel Radcliffe does some wild ass shit. Like he does what he wants to, and like part of it really is like I'm trying to fucking break out of the mold that bought my house.
He also has fuck you money too.
He absolutely does. He absolutely does.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
But like he is desperately, he will make anything, and I think part of him really does want to break out of his Harry Potter. Like I'm somebody else. Like he does the weirdest stage plays in the world. He picks the worst scripts. He picks the best scripts. Like he's slowly encroaching Nicolas Cage territory where it's like I will fucking do it. And I fear that
you don't think Tom Holland can break out of that?
I don't know. But
he may have better people. Like, okay, we're yet to see what the Anthony and Joe Russo. Thank you. I was going to say Rizzo, like the baseball player, but Anthony and Joe Russo can do outside of that. I mean, they've made a couple of films since then, and they produced a few films since then. And I think Cherry was their directorial debut since that, and I have yet to see any reviews on Cherry with Tom Holland and them. But I think because of that and because of the draw of the MCU, he may be better connected than Daniel Radcliffe ever was.
I think Tom
that
Holland plays a better American than Daniel Radcliffe does.
True.
So he'll get more projects.
That's fair. My only counter argument is that the people building that is Disney, and you are stuck with Disney for life.
Yeah, but Disney owns Fox now. They don't care about doing rated R projects anymore.
I know, but still.
So that's interesting. And then Timothy Chalamet-Mays.
I just don't see it, man. I'm not there. Like maybe it is there, but
I do not see it yet. I do not see it yet.
I haven't seen Little Women. He was in a movie called The King.
He was
on Netflix.
One of those.
He was
okay. It's okay.
And he was decent in that. He's doing the fact that he's not British is weird.
Yeah, he feels very British.
He feels British.
Yeah, feels very Dickensian orphan child. Fact that he's not British is weird, but yeah, he was British.
Wasn't
in
he?
that movie.
He's also Call Me by Your Name.
Yeah,
And
Lady Bird.
And Lady Bird. Yeah, so he feels like the next.
Call Me by Your Name.
He feels like Johnny Depp. I mean, he was in the what do you call it commercial in the Super Bowl.
He's also going to be in
Scissorhands.
Dune.
Edward
So if he
Scissorhands, yes.
If he can go crazy in Dune, then that'll help me see it maybe because I'm super excited
Yeah,
for
Dune will be where he has to prove it to be. Like
He's got to show me something.
If Dune crashes, that's taking his career with him because people love Dune, and if that sucks, everybody involved.
Timothy Chalamet is in 3 films that everybody liked except for me. Actually, 4 films that everybody liked except for me. So I don't see it because every time I watch a movie that he's in, I don't like it, but everybody else does, and it doesn't do anything for me.
All right. So
Dune is a who's who of who could win an Oscar.
Yeah.
Mhm.
If he goes crazy in Dune and with all that talent surrounding him in that film, then maybe I can see it, but I have not seen it yet.
Dune is a
System player.
Dune is a who's who. Zendaya, Rebecca Ferguson, Timothy Chalamet, Josh Brolin, Jason Momoa, Javier Bardem has an Oscar, but Oscar Isaac was somebody we didn't have in this.
True. Yeah. Shout out to him.
Oh, that's a good one too.
Yeah,
He's actually done cool shit already.
Yeah.
he'll win an Oscar. He's on.
got
that.
to.
Yeah. He picks nothing but heaters.
He picks heaters and he picks stuff where he gets to like really show the range of his talents. He does a really good job of the stuff he picks. I like
And he gets to be the best part of a lot of the stuff that he's in.
Truly.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now that we're at the end of the draft, I'm gonna do what I do with every draft, and I'm gonna panic drop somebody that I didn't actually fully believe in because I didn't understand the rules.
Are you dropping Finn Woodard, whatever his name
Wolfhard.
is? Wolfhard.
Dropping Finn Wolfhard, and I'm picking up off the waivers Dev Patel.
I was hoping
shit,
you were
yeah.
gonna drop Kaluuya so I could pick him up and then drop someone off my team.
Nah, you don't draft Kaluuya on the waiver wire. Come on.
There's a lot of like older people who I thought about drafting, like Glenn Close,
Sure.
Helena Bonham
That's not the
Carter.
part. That's not the point of the draft, though.
I mean,
See,
it's
that's what-
not, but still.
So that's where I struggle because I was like, if you want to play that game, then like you can go into like Jake Gyllenhaal or Tom Cruise, Will Smith,
Jesse
Viggo
Plemons.
Mortensen.
Jesse
Plemons
hovers.
hovers around this though because he's only like 30.
Yeah.
Jesse Plemons is the male version of Elizabeth Moss.
Yes.
They are
Okay,
Oh
yeah.
my god.
Yeah.
Yes.
Neither one of them have the looks to be a leading person, but they both pick cool shit and they fucking crush every performance. You're always gonna appreciate them, but can they do something that doesn't require them to be good looking to where they can body it, maybe in the supporting role and win an Oscar that way?
Jesse Plemons, Mart, Texas native.
Yeah.
Love Jesse Plemons. He's amazing.
Jesse Plemons was the funniest character I've ever seen of my entire life in Game Night. If you haven't ever seen Game Night,
That's
Dude,
amazing.
hilarious.
Oh my god!
holy shit!
I didn't
Game
know
Night's
that he could
incredible.
be funny. I had never seen him be funny, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh my god, this guy's the funniest part of this very funny movie. Like,
Because yeah, we're
love-
used to seeing him be a racist adjacent
Racist.
scumbag.
Yes.
Racist or racist adjacent.
Yeah.
I love taking part of games of chance and skill. Good lord, it's so
I
funny.
love Jesse Plemons, man.
I also had ScarJo and Sarah Paulson because
Yeah,
I
yeah.
could see that coming.
The
I
only
love
reason
Sarah Paulson. That's a great answer.
I don't like Jesse Plemons is because he was the character I identified most with in Friday Night Lights.
Yes, yes.
Because you killed a guy in high school.
Yeah, the character that kills a man and they never address it. I hate that. Sorry. I hate that part of that show. That show is great from start until finish, except for the very middle part where they're like, oh, hey, remember when this guy killed someone? They burned his body in a gully and everyone was like, hey, forget about it. Remember? Oh, I remember that shit. That shit pissed me off. I hate that. Oh, ugh.
All right, I
Sorry.
got a question about a child star that we didn't bring up. How do we feel about Noah Jupe?
Wait, I gotta look this up.
Wait.
Ford v Ferrari, Quiet
Yeah.
Place, Honey Boy.
Oh.
This is the kid from Honey Boy.
Yeah.
He or the guy from Taika Waititi,
Jojo
JoJo.
Rabbit. What is that kid's name?
It's something like he's got 3 names, like Roman
Griffin Davis.
Davis.
Yeah.
Oh, Thomas and McKenzie was another one we didn't mention in this. She's gonna win.
Oh yeah, she's good. Roman Griffin Davis is 13.
Can you imagine?
Noah Jupe, they don't have his exact age. They say 15 or 16.
Maybe.
On Noah Jupe's Wikipedia page.
That's amazing.
His birth year is 2004/2005. Like nobody knows.
Jack Easterby, a fucking actress. Like what? Yeah, there's several people. We didn't mention Millie Bobby Brown. Also, she'll probably win.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
I could
Really?
see Emmys. I could see Emmys.
Really?
She doesn't give me Oscar.
I'm not
vibes.
there yet, and I'm
Wow.
also still.
She doesn't give me Oscar vibes.
I could
I'm still
see.
very much caught up. I'm still caught up in the her and Drake thing that I've completely lost her acting.
That's a good point. That was the weirdest story I think that I've seen in a long time.
I don't like this.
I can see her getting an Emmy. I don't see the Oscar vibes. I don't
She
get
didn't
the
Nominated
papers.
for like Golden Globes and shit. She's on that.
She's on the trajectory. I did not see Enola Holmes, but I know people loved it.
It was good.
Yeah.
All right. Anyone else?
I had one that was going to be a little out of left field
Oh, I want to hear this.
Do it.
because I could like see him transitioning to like that one serious role, kind of like Adam Sandler, but Adam like actually winning an Oscar instead of getting snubbed for Uncut Gems. Andy Samberg.
Ooh. Can he traverse the Jim Carrey where he was in so many good projects that should have been nominated for Oscar? Can he traverse that?
I don't know. This is why I didn't draft him because I'm like, I'm not all the way sure, but he's a good actor. I think
I don't think he gives a shit.
he doesn't.
No, I
Yeah.
really don't. He does not care. He likes to make funny shit. I think that's who he is.
Yeah, I don't know, but the talent's there. I think he could do it if he really wanted to. Or he could come
R.I.P.
close.
R.I.P. to Brooklyn Nine-Nine coming to a close.
Yeah.
No, if you haven't watched it, Palm Springs, one of my top 10 films of the year. I love that movie. I'm gonna
was fun.
probably rewatch that pretty soon. All right, that has been.
One more young goat, Haley Steinfeld.
Yeah.
She
She was nominated at like 13.
Yeah.
Shout out Haley Steinfeld. All right. You can follow us at the One Take Pod on Twitter. That's number One Take Pod on Twitter and Instagram. We will be posting on Instagram a little bit more. All of my terrible photoshops. If Jake can't do them, you'll see one. You'll see one from this episode, Malcolm and Marie. That was a movie that we talked about this episode.
Really?
Malcolm and Marie. Our next episode. What are we doing? We gonna do Judas and Black Messiah? What are we gonna do? Kill Bill?
Sounds good to me. Either one of those works.
Yeah.
Kill Bill needs to happen. They both need to happen.
We will do a Kill Bill 1 and 2 very, very soon, and we'll have a couple people on for that. I feel like we'll have to have a discussion about that. But Judas and the Black Messiah is a new movie. We'll probably try to get that done here in the next couple of weeks. But yeah, Dex, what are we doing?
Hashtag support Florence Pugh. Florence
Number
Pugh
one of our
stock to the fucking moon.
Dogecoin to the moon. Yeah. So thank you to Teej for coming on. Teej, where can they find your unblocked content?
Oh, I need to remember. It's less_humble Teej. I'm on Twitter. Find me there. Thanks for having me again, guys. It's always fun.
All right, man. Thank you for coming on. You can find us at One Take Pod on all platforms. Hey, do us a favor. Go on iTunes if you're listening to us on that right now. Rate us a 5-star review or 4-star, possibly 3-star. Well, okay, but rate us 5-star. Follow us on Spotify or Google Plus, or not Google Plus. That died.
R.I.P.
Good Lord, Google Podcast. Thank you very much.
Google Plus.
Thank you very much for listening to us.
Ooh. Can we just go ahead and claim that title? We're the number 1 rated podcast on Google Plus.
Yeah, we'll do it.
Who's
Number 1.
gonna check us?
Number 1 rated podcast on Google Plus. We out.
I'm gonna make our Twitter bio that like right now.